What if I told you there's an ancient philosophy over 2,000 years old that can transform your deepest pain into your greatest power and turn failures into fuel for success? Imagine standing in the eye of life's storm, but instead of panic, you feel a profound calm like a still lake in autumn. And the most amazing part, this superpower isn't fiction, it's hidden in ancient scrolls, echoed in marble columns and Stoic teachings from Greece and Rome. It's called Stoicism. Did you know that the secret to turning your greatest challenges into life-changing opportunities might have been uncovered over 2 millennia ago? Picture this. You're going through a rough breakup, a job loss, or a personal failure. Yet somehow, instead of collapsing, you remain composed. Sounds like a superpower, doesn't it? But it's not a fantasy. That strength, real, grounded, enduring, comes from a philosophy called Stoicism. It's more than an ancient school of thought. It's a practical life compass followed by emperors, warriors, and now countless modern minds. Stoicism teaches that even if we can't control what happens around us, we can always control how we respond. In today's fast-paced world, where uncertainty feels like the only constant, Stoicism offers something rare, a stable anchor in the storm. You might think it's just a mindset, but here's the truth. Stoicism is not just thought, it's action. It's a way of life that prioritizes clarity, courage, and joy, no matter what life throws at you. It doesn't suppress emotions, it helps you understand and guide them, so you can live with greater depth and peace. So whether you're overwhelmed by stress, facing a tough time, or just longing for more meaning in everyday life, stay with me. Because today we're diving deep into Stoicism, uncovering its eternal truths, and learning how it can change not just how we think, but how we live. If you're ready to take this journey, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. And whatever you do, don't skip, because every moment brings you closer to the Stoic strength within. Let's begin with one small, everyday situation you've probably experienced at least once. In the last part, we explored how Stoicism empowers us to take control of our reactions and mindset. Now let's go one step further, turning life's obstacles into stepping stones for growth and wisdom. Let's make this concept practical. Say you've been applying for jobs only to receive rejection after rejection. It's so easy to spiral into self-doubt, frustration, or even hopelessness. But what if, just for a moment, you saw each rejection not as failure, but as feedback? Maybe it's a cue to sharpen a certain skill or to tweak your job search approach. That shift in mindset could turn a painful process into a path of personal and professional development. Another everyday example, personal conflicts. They're uncomfortable, messy, and emotionally draining. But every disagreement is a built-in opportunity, an opportunity to practice patience, empathy, and effective communication. It's a chance to understand a different point of view and refine how you navigate relationships under pressure. The essence of turning obstacles into opportunities lies in one powerful question. What can this teach me? When we stop being passive victims of circumstance and instead become curious learners and active problem solvers, we shift from surviving to thriving. Now, this doesn't mean life becomes easier, but it does mean we face challenges with a growth-oriented mindset. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This is the heart of Stoicism, looking past the surface of pain or frustration to uncover the valuable lessons each obstacle hides. It's about turning frustration into reflection and setbacks into strength. So the next time you're hit with a tough moment, big or small, pause for a second. Ask yourself, what can I learn here? How is this moment shaping me into someone wiser and more resilient? Because obstacles aren't just barriers, they're part of your training ground. They sculpt you into someone stronger than before. By consistently practicing this Stoic lens, we start to handle life's highs and lows with deeper clarity, resilience, and calm. But Stoicism doesn't stop at how we react to setbacks. It also teaches us to embrace something even more elusive in modern life, the present moment. So what does it really mean to live in the now? And why does it matter more than we think? That's what we'll explore next. In the last section, we explored how being present helps us find peace. But to stay grounded and intentional in a world full of distractions, we need something vital: self-discipline. Making disciplined choices may not offer instant pleasure, but over time, they pave the road to lasting fulfillment and success. Stoic philosophy has a lot to say about this. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This powerful quote captures the very heart of self-discipline. The ability to control our impulses, emotions, and actions, even when surrounded by external temptations and noise. Seneca, another influential Stoic thinker, reminds us that we should master our desires instead of being mastered by them. He believed that true freedom is internal. It lies in our ability to govern ourselves and our appetites. But why is self-discipline so essential? Aristotle, the great Greek philosopher, explained that excellence and virtue are built through habit. By practicing self-discipline consistently, we cultivate habits that bring us closer to our best selves. It's not about one-off acts of willpower, but about the daily choices that align with our values and goals. Modern psychology supports this too. Carl Jung emphasized that to live fully, we must integrate all parts of ourselves. This integration takes discipline, knowing when to say yes to what helps us grow and no to what derails us. So how do we build self-discipline in everyday life? Start small. Choose one area: your diet, your fitness routine, or your spending habits. Set clear, manageable goals and take it step by step. Each time you choose your long-term growth over short-term comfort, you're building your self-discipline muscle. Epictetus reminds us, "No great thing is created suddenly." Self-discipline is built through small, consistent actions. It's about progress, not perfection. Every single day offers a new chance to practice, to make choices that bring you closer to the person you want to become, to step forward, even when it's tough. This journey isn't easy, but it's how we build real peace, purpose, and power. So let's walk this road together, choosing what's right, even when it's hard. Because within the realm of discipline lies the life we're all striving to build. And as we continue to master ourselves, there's another essential piece of the puzzle: emotional resilience. Because emotions are unpredictable, and if we don't learn how to handle them, they'll handle us. So how do we develop strength in the face of emotional storms? Let's dive into that next. Previously, we explored emotional resilience, how it empowers us to face life's challenges with strength
and poise. But in the thick of emotional storms, logic alone isn't enough.
We need a personal toolkit of coping strategies, small actions that help us hold steady when the waves hit. This toolkit can include simple but effective practices: journaling to unload thoughts, talking to a trusted friend to feel heard, or using relaxation techniques like deep breathing or meditation. But perhaps the most vital part is this: treat yourself with kindness. Show yourself compassion as you work through your emotions. Remember, emotional resilience doesn't mean you never feel sad, angry, or overwhelmed. It means you've learned to ride those emotional waves with grace, awareness, and the ability to come out the other side even stronger and more self-aware. When we develop emotional resilience, we gain the inner strength to face whatever life throws our way. And the Stoics, especially Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, had a powerful reminder that sharpened this strength, the concept of memento mori. They didn't speak of death to frighten us, but to inspire us to truly live. They believed that by remembering our mortality, we would live with greater appreciation, clarity, and purpose. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." It's not morbid, it's a wake-up call, a nudge to live in alignment with our values, to let go of distractions, and to stay focused on what really matters. Seneca also spoke about the brevity of life, urging us not to waste it chasing trivial pursuits. He reminded us that by being mindful of time's limits, we learn to cherish our experiences and our relationships. Epictetus added that only by remembering we won't live forever can we truly live ethically and gratefully. So how do we embrace memento mori without letting it darken our days? It starts with shifting our mindset. Rather than seeing death as a shadow, we can see it as motivation, a reason to stop waiting and start living. What dreams have you delayed? What relationships have you been meaning to nurture? What simple joys have you overlooked? Memento mori urges us not to postpone happiness, but to savor life now while we can. When we truly internalize that our time is limited, we love more openly, speak more honestly, and appreciate the moment more deeply. It's not about fearing the end, it's about falling in love with life itself. And that's where gratitude begins to blossom. It grows quietly from awareness, transforming our perspective from scarcity to sufficiency, from focusing on what's missing to embracing what's already here. Let's explore that beautiful shift in the next part, as we uncover the profound, transformative power of gratitude. Previously, we explored how memento mori helps us cherish life more deeply. And from that awareness, something beautiful begins to grow: gratitude. It's amazing how a small moment, like sipping a warm cup of coffee, hearing from a dear friend, or watching a sunset, can shift our entire mood. Practicing gratitude daily helps rewire our minds to notice the good, uplifting our spirit, and transforming our overall outlook. But gratitude isn't just for the easy moments. It's also about embracing difficulties and finding the lesson within them. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" we can shift to, "What can I learn from this?" That shift allows us to appreciate all of life, both the sunshine and the storms, as part of our personal growth journey. Gratitude also strengthens our relationships with others. A simple, heartfelt thank you, a moment of appreciation, can make someone feel seen and valued. When we express gratitude, we not only brighten their day, but also deepen the connection we share. Aristotle believed that recognizing the good in life and cultivating virtue leads to eudaimonia, or true happiness. Gratitude, in his view, is a vital piece of that puzzle. It helps us notice not just the beauty around us, but the goodness within us. Modern psychology agrees. Studies show that people who practice gratitude consistently experience less anxiety, better sleep, and a more optimistic mindset. As Carl Jung once said, the word happiness would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness. By being grateful for the full spectrum of our experience, we unlock a more honest, profound kind of happiness. So let's make gratitude a daily ritual. Celebrate the small wins, treasure meaningful connections, and find joy in simple pleasures. When we shift our focus from what's lacking to what's already here, we create a sense of abundance that radiates from within. Remember, it's not happiness that brings gratitude, it's gratitude that brings happiness. So raise your glass, whether it's champagne or water, and toast to the life you have, to the people you love, and to the moments that matter. Gratitude doesn't make life perfect, but it makes it profoundly beautiful. And in living with that spirit, we naturally arrive at a cornerstone of Stoic wisdom, personal excellence. But what does that really look like in our modern world? Let's explore that in the next part. After exploring the power of gratitude and striving for personal excellence, we arrive at something even more foundational. Your worth is not determined by external approval. It's rooted in how true you are to yourself. Pause for a moment. How often have you altered your words, your choices, even your dreams, just to fit into someone else's idea of who you should be? The Stoics, those timeless guides of inner strength, had plenty to say on this. They taught that our inner peace and freedom come from focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, our actions, our values, not the shifting opinions of others. Marcus Aurelius posed a sharp question. How is it that every man loves himself more than all the rest, but yet sets less value on his own opinion than on the opinions of others? It's a paradox we all know too well, trusting others' judgments more than our own inner voice. Seneca echoed this idea. He urged us to live a life shaped by our principles, not one molded by the approval of others. Real contentment, he believed, comes from alignment with our core values. Epictetus was even more direct. Worrying about what others think is outside our control, and what lies outside our control is simply not worth our energy. What matters is how we act, how we think, and whether we live virtuously. So how do we stop seeking validation and start being true to ourselves? First, remember, you are the author
of your life story, not society, not Instagram, not your friends, you. Next, make time for self-reflection. Ask yourself, whose life am I living?
Are your decisions based on your own desires, or are you just trying to fit a mold that was never yours to begin with? Then, embrace vulnerability. Being authentic means being imperfect, and that's okay. You're allowed to be a work in progress. In fact, that's what makes you real, and it's what draws the right people into your life. Aristotle spoke about the golden mean, the perfect balance between extremes. When it comes to other people's opinions, it's about valuing helpful feedback while protecting your self-worth and autonomy. To live with a Stoic mindset is to understand this. Your value lies in your actions, your integrity, and your commitment to a meaningful life. Not in likes, not in applause, but in quiet, consistent truth. Let's be brave enough to be real. Let's ground our confidence not in popularity, but in authenticity. Because the more true you are to yourself, the more your light shines in a way that's impossible to fake. And as we grow into that truth, we face the next powerful truth. Life is change, the only constant. So how do we not just endure change, but embrace it fully? Let's discover that in the next chapter. When we begin to truly accept that change is an inevitable part of life, we don't resist it, we walk alongside it with open eyes and a grounded heart. And to deepen this acceptance, we must learn the art of experiencing moments fully without clinging to them. Beautiful moments, a heartfelt conversation, a peaceful sunset, or a proud accomplishment will all eventually pass. But rather than fearing their end, we can savor them while they last and release them gently when they're gone. This awareness creates space for serenity, allowing us to welcome what's next with grace, rather than mourning what has passed. The third key to embracing change is seeking the lesson within it. Every shift, no matter how uncomfortable, comes with an invitation to grow. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me, we can ask, what can I learn from this? That single shift in mindset can transform challenges into stepping stones on the path of personal development. Aristotle spoke of the virtuous life as the foundation of true happiness, and one of the core virtues is adaptability, the ability to move through life's transitions with wisdom and composure. It's about finding internal harmony amid external flux. Modern psychology echoes this Stoic insight. When we see change as opportunity rather than threat, our stress decreases, our resilience strengthens, and we become better equipped to navigate whatever comes our way. Let's remind ourselves, change isn't something we must endure, it's something we can welcome. Through acceptance, we unlock new adventures, new connections, and new depths within ourselves we didn't know existed. Going with the flow doesn't mean surrendering. It means choosing to participate in the rhythm of life with curiosity, courage, and a willingness to grow with every twist and turn. And as we embrace that rhythm, we realize something deeper. Every person we meet is also navigating this uncertain path, craving to be seen, understood, and loved. So how do we create a world that's gentler, more connected, and guided by compassion? That's what we'll explore next. After learning how compassion and empathy build bridges between people, the next step is to turn inward, to the practice
of reflection. In a world constantly pushing us forward, taking a step back to examine our inner world becomes our anchor.
Reflection ensures that we're not just drifting along with life, but sailing in a direction that aligns with our core values. The Stoics deeply valued this process of self-examination. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, modeled this practice in his personal writings, now known as meditations. He didn't just rule an empire, he took time to reflect on his choices, actions, and moral compass. He wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts," a powerful reminder that our inner dialogue shapes our external world. Seneca compared life to a play, urging us to review our roles and how well we're playing them. Are our actions aligned with the character we wish to become? Are we living by the script we truly value? Epictetus told his students to end each day with a personal review. What did I do well? What did I fall short on? What duties remain undone? This wasn't about judgment, but about growth. Through reflection, we course correct. So, how can we bring this Stoic practice into our modern lives? Start small, but start consistently. Set aside a few quiet minutes daily, maybe before bed, to reflect. Think about your wins, your struggles, your responses. You can begin mentally, but writing it down creates a record of your journey that deepens self-awareness. Next, let reflection be a tool for gratitude. As you look back on your day, note the small joys, moments of laughter, warmth, or peace. This rebalances your mind's tendency to focus on the negative and fosters a more optimistic spirit. And finally, approach reflection with kindness. Don't berate yourself for mistakes. Instead, recognize them as invitations to learn. Talk to yourself the way you'd talk to a friend, with honesty, compassion, and care. Aristotle believed that wisdom comes from understanding ourselves, our actions, and our place in the world. That's the essence of living an examined life, one rooted in virtue and alignment. Modern science agrees reflection is linked to better mental health, clarity of purpose, and smarter decisions. It helps us process emotions, extract lessons, and move forward with more intention. So let's commit to this daily ritual, not as a chore, but as a compass. Because if we don't understand ourselves, how can we ever live as our truest selves? Each Stoic lesson we've explored isn't just ancient theory. It's real, relevant, and transformative. These are not just philosophies, they're tools. Tools to handle stress, make wiser choices, and find calm amidst chaos. Your life is a canvas. Every act of reflection, every moment of growth, and every kind gesture is a brushstroke painting the masterpiece of your existence. So don't just survive. Live vibrantly, intentionally, and authentically. As this video closes, I invite you to keep going. Below, you'll find a playlist, a treasure trove of stories, strategies, and insights to guide you through life's twists and turns. Click it, dive deeper, keep sculpting the most honest version of yourself. Thank you for spending this time with me. And until we meet again, remember, live not for the applause, but for the cause of being your most genuine self. Take care, and I'll see you on the next step of the journey.